as a general manager, do you ever think about, you look at Pittsburgh, the history of the Steelers, right? Goldberg all the way to Kahn. Have they ever missed at hitting a wide receiver? I don't remember if they have. Do you think, and this is where we can help at Sumer Sports, I think, do you think that there is a credence to this idea that general managers have a wheelhouse that they're really good at, and then something like Sumer or something else can help not only identify but also help with weaknesses? Because I think it's probably hard to be a general manager who's a 10 out of 10 at everything.
Yeah, none are 10 out of 10 out of everything. Some have a staff that they're smart about. If they're smart about putting their staff together, if they know what their weakness is in evaluating, they'll make sure that they have the right people in place who are in their ear talking about some of those areas they may not feel that comfortable. I will tell you, most general managers are rarely going to admit where they're lacking, right? They don't want it out in the media. They don't want it out in the public. But some of them know where their focus is and where their passion is. So look, I think it's really, really important to make sure that you have the right people around you, of course, when you're making the decisions. And I do agree, some people thrive in certain areas and they can hit on them. What I think Sumer can do, quite honestly, is go to the general managers who are open-minded enough to know that they're not an 8 or a 9 in every position evaluation ability, and maybe take the 6s and 5s, and just in grading scale, that's adequate and good. They don't have to be top tier. And then I think a company like Sumer can run all the data they need to run and help them in the areas that they really need to work on, and help them potentially present them with opportunities to make better decisions, of course, because this comes back to the augmentation idea that we've talked about many, many times, right? You're on that side of creating, knowing data as well as you do, creating something for a general manager like myself or other GM friends of mine, that you can help them see more in depth and make better, more sort of thought out decisions on some of the areas that they may not be as adept at evaluating.
Ryan Nelson, one of our loyal listeners, says Cowboys with their offensive line pick since 2011. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at, there's a couple Hall of Famers in there. I think you look at the Eagles with the defensive line; they've rarely ever missed there. You'd have to go back to maybe Mike Mamula the last time they missed on a defensive lineman, which will sort of take you back.
You know where I'm going to go here. However, you look at those teams and you look at the coaches that they have at those positions, and I guarantee you they are going to be at the top tier, top 5 in the league normally, if they're a top 5, with the best coach at that position. They know how to develop. And that is a really, really important thing to get the most out of your talent.